Here's a quick summary of how to play the general. In the general, players each assume the role of a general who must gain the most influence over the city of Portista and its surrounding countryside before winter arrives. The game will last 3 or 4 weeks, depending on how many players are playing. Players score this influence at set phases throughout the game, that is, at the end of each week. At these times, all players take a moment to score points based on how much influence they currently have over the map. City spaces give more points than countryside spaces, and there are 3 strategic buildings worth even more if both spaces of the building are controlled. These are the cathedral, the keep, and the train station. Finally, the player or players who won the most attacking battles that week will be given an aggressor bonus. It's really important to plan your strategy so that you take advantage of these scoring phases. In addition to these weekly scoring phases, you gain influence points immediately during the game when you win battles and when you play objective cards. There are a couple of other subtle ways to score, but the best way to figure them out is by referring to the scoring cheat sheet. The player with the most influence points when winter comes wins the game. Each round, players issue 2 orders to their army. These orders either expand the army's influence over the board by moving or attacking, or the orders strengthen the army and prepare it to battle and advance in future rounds. Players will be rewarded for issuing an order before other generals, and will often be penalized if they want to issue an order that other generals have already selected. As mentioned, the general is played over 3 or 4 weeks. At the end of every round, 1 time card will be drawn, and this will advance the time marker between 1 and 3 days. In addition to advancing time, each card will also affect all players' command boards in positive, but mostly in negative ways. In other words, the passage of time will strengthen or weaken your army. Let's take a look at the command board. The command board helps players visualize how strong their armies are. What is important to know here is that every order you issue will affect some aspect of your command board. For instance, deploying troops to the board will add to your total troop count, and the troops marker will move up. Moving troops into a better strategic position using the maneuver order will use stamina. Each track on the command board provides a battle bonus or penalty during a battle. For instance, a well-rested army will be strong and ready for battle, whereas an army that has been on the move a lot will be tired and weaker. When it comes time to battle, you know how strong your army is by quickly adding up the grayed out bonuses for each track. The last thing you will notice on your command board is an orders section that helps you remember the orders from the orders mat. This section also tells you what happens when you issue each order. For instance, promoting war will increase your morale by 1, as well as give you 5 money. Gathering intel will allow you to draw player cards. Let's talk about the cards. We already mentioned the time cards earlier on. Money cards allow you to buy supplies and to pay your troops at the end of each week. You do not want to fail to pay your troops, or your army will lose morale. This will really weaken your army during battle. The player cards help players strengthen their army or score victory points by completing objectives. Cards that are two-sided require players to choose which side they will play. Generally, one side will give players influence points, and the other side will strengthen their army and command board. Some player cards have a red border around all or half of the card. These red cards represent strategy, which increases your army's strength during a battle. In a battle, players secretly decide how many of their red strategy cards they will wager. At the same time, they both reveal their strategy cards and add the strategy value to their base army strength. The player with the highest total battle strength wins the battle and earns influence points immediately. Do you have what it takes to win influence over Fortista? Or will you be sent packing in the dead of winter by a far more crafty general? That's the main question that you have to find out. When we set out to make the general, we really wanted to make a Euro-style war game that provides multiple paths to victory, rewards players for tactful strategy, and does not rely on elements of luck to win. We really loved creating this game, and we hope you will enjoy playing it many times.